Hey friends, happy Friday. Let's get warmed up, running or marching in place, adding in the arms. It's arm day. And also the last assigned workout of week number 1. So you made it, we're getting there. If you missed any workouts this week, you have this weekend to make them up. But today we got arms. So we got Popeye curls. Let's do arm circles forward. We got Popeye curls, tricep extension with the band, and overhead extension. Second set of moves, bicep to wide curl, palms back pulse, tricep press. And then we're gonna come back to set number 1 for the burnout round. We don't always do set number 1. I feel like I've done it a lot lately. It's just how it's fallen, but sometimes we do set number 2. And so we'll do the moves 3 times and then we do it 1 more time. But not today, set number 1. Let's go back. Popeye curls, I'm gonna do 20s. Tricep extension, I'm gonna use a medium band for that. Overhead extension, 20. Open and close. And we're gonna twist from side to side. We're going to pick up that foot as we twist. If you don't pick up the foot, it just gets really awkward. 3, 2, 1. Grab whichever weights you're gonna use for the Popeye curls. And then 1 weight at a time, we're going to curl up in front of our chest. Come down slowly. Slight bend in our knees. Keep those shoulders down away from your ears. Keep that core engaged. Three, 2, 1. Drop your weights. We're gonna grab band. 1 hand wrapped around the top, other hand through. We're gonna pin to our chest, pin towards our back. We're gonna press back, resist coming forward. Make sure that core is engaged. Switch in 3, 2, 1, other side. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Now we're just gonna pick up 1 weight. We're gonna do an overhead extension. We're gonna do a 20. We're gonna hold both ends of that weight. Put it up above our head. We're gonna lower down till our forearms are parallel with the ground. And then we're gonna come back up. I do not want you to come all the way back down to your shoulders, because if you do, there's a chance that weight can get stuck back there, okay? We don't want that. I have done it before where I've had to just drop the weight and move very quickly away from it. Prefer if you all didn't do that, okay? You all let me mess up so I can tell you how to not do these things. Awesome job. 30-second break. Make sure you're writing down on your tracking sheet what weights you're using. If you have a lot of bands, you might need to write down what bands you're using. We're gonna go back to those Popeye curls. Grab your weights. let's do it. One arm at a time. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I'm dragging ass today. I don't know, just crammed a lot into one day. You know, sometimes when you get to the end of the day and you're just like almost mentally tired more than actual physical, like being tired physically, that's kind of where I'm at. I just feel like my brain's kind of done, so I'm excited to finish this up, finish up the week. 3, 2, 1. Tricep extension with the band. Put that hand all the way through. Pin, pin, push back, pull that core in. Other side. Sorry guys, I think I'm hitting my microphone. I think I'm more paranoid about my microphone than I need to be. I think a lot of times when I scrape it, I don't even think it does anything, but just so afraid of it making like a loud noise. 3, 2, 1, overhead extension. Arms up. Almost there.
Yeah, it's pretty clear. I am a side too, but shake it like I'm supposed to do.
3, 2, 1. Nice job. 30-second break. We're gonna do that one more time with the heavier weights. Then we'll move on to our other set of moves. Write down anything that you need to on your tracking sheet. If you are brand new to the program, you may not be using a tracking sheet yet. That is okay. If you're still working on the form, figuring out which weights you even need to be using, that is okay. If you do not want to track your weights at this point, but eventually, let's do that Popeye curl. Eventually you'll know kind of what weights you should be at. And after you use those weights for a while, we want to try to bump them up, okay? This whole program is based off the idea of progressive overload, which essentially means we have to constantly be lifting heavier or doing more reps or something that makes the movement harder, right? Because until we challenge ourselves, our muscles are not going to adapt to what we're doing, so then they're not going to change, right? And here's the thing. You could be using a weight and it could feel challenging, but it's going to continue to feel challenging until you pick up a little bit heavier weight. Okay? 3, 2, 1. So say, grab a band. So say there's a move I've been using eights for it, right? Okay, here we go. Get your life together, Ash. Press back. So I've been using eights for this move, and I never bump up because I'm like, well, 8s are still, I mean, it's still challenging for me. As long as you continue to use those 8s, they are going to stay challenging for you. But say I 3, 2, 1, other side. Say I decide one day, I'm like, you know what, I'm really gonna try to bump this up here. I am going to use 10s. And so when I first start using 10s, I can only make it through 1 round. The next time I make it through 2 rounds and then I have to drop. And then eventually I can make it through all 3 rounds, right? So now I use 10s all the time. Well, something happens one day, 3, 2, 1, overhead extension. Something happens one day and I have to go back to the 8s. Those 8s are going to feel super easy, right? Even though it was pretty challenging before, now that our muscles have adapted to those 10s, the 8s are gonna feel easy, but they would have never felt easy had we not gone up to the 10s, right? Okay, hopefully that makes sense for everyone. Two, 1, nice job, 30-second break. We're gonna move on to our next 3 moves. We have a bicep to wide curl. We have palms back pulse that requires no equipment. And then we have a tricep press. The bicep to wide, I'm gonna do 12s. Tricep press, I'm gonna do 30s. That is down on the ground. So you probably wanna set out your weights like that. Okay, just so it's easy to grab when we're ready to do that move. All right, friends, bicep to wide curl. So we're gonna curl up halfway. We're gonna rotate our arms out. We're gonna curl up the rest of the way. Then we're gonna come down halfway, come forward, rest of the way down. Over halfway done. Make sure that core is engaged. Three, 2, 1, palms back pulse. So we're gonna drop our weights. We are going to take our arms, we're gonna put them directly out. We're going to engage our arms. We're gonna move our arms up and down. This is it. This is the entire move. Doesn't feel too bad right now. It should be burning by the 3rd round. If it is not, you're probably not engaging your arms, right? So pretend there is somebody walking by you and you almost like wanna like impress them, so you're gonna flex your arms while they're out doing this. I know, nobody's gonna be impressed while you're doing this. But just pretend, right? But pretend that you really want to impress them and you're really trying to make those muscles pop. That's what we're doing here. Almost there. Three, 2, 1. Tricep press. I got 30s. You can use whatever is challenging for you. So we got an arm on each side of our rib cage. We're going to press up directly above our rib cage and then lower down. Every time those weights go up and come back down, your arms should brush your ribs. That is the spacing I want between the weights, okay? I also want you to make sure you're keeping it above your rib cage and not shifting above your head whenever you press up. This is your chest. This is your triceps, okay? 1. Woo! Those 30s feel heavy today. So we shall see how that goes. I'm gonna move these. I'm gonna move my 25s a little bit closer just in case I need to grab them real quick. You want to make sure you are keeping your weights in a place where if you have to drop from whatever weight you're using to the next one down, you want to make sure they're right around you. So that way we're keeping these workouts efficient and we're just moving right along, okay? It's okay to drop at any time if you need to, but we can't waste 30 seconds dropping our weights, okay? All right, friends, bicep to wide curl. Not all the way up, Ash. Going to wide curl. Sometimes my muscle memory just like does a move that we do pretty often. So sometimes when we're doing moves like this, it just wants to do a regular bicep curl. So I gotta be mindful about how I'm curling the weight. 3, 2, 1. Palms back, pulse. Quote for the day: you are so much stronger than you think. This kind of rolls into what I was talking about earlier with, you know, the weights you're using are going to feel challenging until you bump up. And then when you go back to using those same weights afterwards, like all of a sudden they don't feel that challenging. Guys, unless a doctor has told you you cannot do a certain move with a certain weight or anything like that, or you've had an injury or something like that where you know it is not possible for you to, say, lift 15 pounds above your head, right? Unless there's a medical reason for that, do not tell yourself, well, that will never be me. Okay? 3, 2, 1. Tricep press. The way you think about yourself and about what you're doing here, it has a huge impact on whether or not you will be successful. All right? If you come in here with the mindset of, well, I'll never be able to lift more than 5 pounds. Okay, that's where you're gonna stay, and you're not gonna see much change. But if we come in with the mindset of, okay, I gotta start with 5 pounds right now, that's okay. My goal is to lift the heaviest weights possible while doing X move, right? And even if it never happens, or, you know, you get to a point where you're happy, so you don't want to bump up anymore, that's fine. 3, 2, 1. But telling yourself things like, I'm not that strong, or, you know, I'll never be able to run this amount, or I'll never be able to do this thing, it's going to keep you stuck in mediocrity. You're never gonna make any big changes. Nothing's ever gonna really change at all because you're keeping yourself stuck in this mindset of, well, I can only do this. And it's not a fun place to be, guys. And I'll tell you that as somebody who used to have that same mentality. Okay, palms facing forward, bicep to wide curl one more time. For the longest time, I told myself it was not physically possible for me to put on any type of muscle, right? Now, I will tell you, I'm naturally a pretty lean person. That's just a genetic thing. My family is just pretty naturally lean, okay? But I had told myself for so long and so often that I could not build muscle. I believed it. I believed it. And it was not until one day I thought, you know, Maybe I could. Maybe it's not my body. Maybe it's not my genetics. Maybe I just got to eat different. Maybe I got to move different. 3, 2, 1, palms back, pulse. And guys, that shift in mentality changed everything. Because the second I started seeing that first little muscle pop, I was addicted. I had to see what else I could do. I had to see what heavier weight I could lift. Now, like I said, granted, I don't put on a ton of muscle, and for me to do that, I gotta eat a lot. I'll be honest with y'all. But just because I have to do it maybe differently than some other people do it, does not mean it's impossible. So, same for you, whatever your goals are. Maybe, you know, if you have to train for a little bit longer to be able to run that 5K, or maybe you have to eat a certain way to get to a certain point. It does not make it impossible, but we have to understand 3, 2, 1, that it is possible for us. And we are capable of so much more than sometimes we give ourselves credit for. Roll all the way back, tricep press. So, if you are one of those people right now that are telling yourselves, oh man, I can only use 5 pounds or 10 pounds or whatever, I'm not that strong, I'm telling you right now, you are way stronger than you think, okay? You just gotta challenge yourself, you gotta let go of that mindset. Almost there, friends. Three, 2, 1. Awesome work. All right. Woo. Whooped. Oh gosh. No. Yes. Okay. I thought I'd gotten off there on my timing. All right, we're gonna go back to the first set of moves. I'll be using 10s. All right, bicep curls. And if you're wondering, Ashley, have you at some point during the 3.5, almost 4 years of doing this, have you changed your timing where, you know, it might be hard to keep up with? No, absolutely not. The timing has not changed one time in 3.5 to 4 years, and sometimes I still get confused about where I'm at on the timing. I have it written down on a board, and sometimes, well, what usually happens is because when I'm discussing the subject that we're talking about and I lose track of time, and to me it feels like it's gone too fast, so I must have missed something. It's usually when it happens. Engage those muscles, friends. Yes, we're using a lighter weight, but we should be using really good form. We should be making that mind-muscle connection, getting every little bit out of these arms, making it hard for us to wash our hair later. 3, 2, 1. Tricep extension. I'm going to keep using the medium, which means I probably need to pick a harder band for the regular rounds, but the hard thing about this move is you have to have a lot of stretch in the band in order to get the full range of motion, and we want the full range of motion, okay? I would rather you get this full range of motion here as opposed to only being able to push here, because then we're not hitting that tricep as much, all the way back, okay? 3, 2, 1, other side. So I need to get me a band that's a little bit harder, but still has a lot of stretch to it. I don't think I own that band right now, so. 3, 2, 1, overhead extension. Arms up, pull that core in, lower down, up. Make sure you're breathing. We are almost done. friends. Let's stretch it down and cool it out. Stretch it down and cool it out. Okay, stretch it out and cool it down, friends. Tuck those hands behind our back, open our chest up. Like I said, mentally just kind of done for the day. But got the workout done, got it in, that's all that matters. All right, done's better than perfect. Bring it around to the front. We're gonna cross one hand over top of the other. Roll your head and shoulders forward. Separate those shoulder blades. Now, if you missed any of the workouts this week, you can make them up over the weekend. But here's what we have to also do. During the weekend, one day you should be getting in some type of physical activity, 30 minutes, and I want that heart rate up, okay? The other day, let's pull that arm across, stretch out our shoulder. The other day, I want you to rest. Now by rest, I do not mean lay on the couch all day. I mean active recovery. We're still going for walks, we're still playing basketball, we're still playing golf, you know, we're still doing stuff, all right? But it is a rest day. So, if you missed a workout this week, stretch out those triceps, but you got in a 30-minute run on that day, then that would be your weekend 30 minutes, right? Other side. But if on that day you did not get in any movement, that was your rest day, okay? If you missed workouts, 3, 2, 1, if you missed workouts during the week, they do not take the place of your weekend workout, okay? I think some people are getting confused on that. They're skipping or missing Tuesday, they're going on the weekend and doing their Tuesday workout and be like, okay, I got my weekend workout done. No, Tuesday was your rest day, okay? We're flexible here, but we still gotta make sure we're getting our work done. All right, if you have any questions about that, let me know. So, like I said, 30 minutes, heart rate up. There's a live workout in the AM, that is a Zoom workout. Otherwise, you can walk, bike, swim, whatever it is you love to do, as long as you get in those 30 minutes and you get that heart rate up, A-okay with me. All right? Okay, friends, great first week. I will see you all on Monday.